tamang paglilingkod sa Metro and Mega Manila at buong bansa. Ito ang News and Information Station ng Aliw Broadcasting Corporation. Ito po ang DWIZ. Nagbabalita ng tama, naglilingkod ng tama. Ngayong Pasko hanggang dumating ang 2025.
Ang programang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng PAGCOR. Ang programang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Petron. Petron knows you deserve only the best.
Ang bahaging ito ay hatid sa inyo ng PCSO. Hindi umuurong sa pagtulong.
Moving forward kami sa Sulong na Bayan. Ang inyong paboritong public service program ay susulong na naman. Maririnig kami sa bagong time slot na alas 5 hanggang alas 6 ng gabi, Lunes hanggang Biyernes. Sa prime time slot na ito, higit na maraming listeners at viewers ang aabuti ng aming iba't ibang segments tulad ng Gospel Verse a Day, balita sa special sectors tulad ng OFW, senior citizens, Chinoy community at iba pang makabuluhang sektor. Makakasama ang veteran journalist na si Loli Acosta. Mabuhay! Sulong na Bayan!
Magandang hapon at mapagpalang hapon sa ating mga tagapakinig. Welcome po sa ating programang Sulong na Bayan. At tayo po ay napapanood at napapakinggan sa iba't bang panig ng mundo. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Sa case may be, lalong-lalo po sa Estados Unidos, sa East Coast, sa West Coast, ganoon rin po sa gitnang silangan. Napakalakas po natin sa Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, dyan sa Jeddah, Riyadh, Dubai, Qatar, at syempre sa European Union. We have 82 countries, but among them are Sweden, Finland, Hungary, syempre Germany, Austria, at iba pang mga karatigpok natin na nakikinig at napapanood tayo. Diyan naman sa Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, Singapore, Hong Kong, Myanmar, Papua New Guinea, gayon na rin po sa Sokor, sa South Korea, at sa Macau. Dito naman po sa ating bayan, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, lalong-lalo na po sa ating mga kapatirang Muslim. Assalamu alaikum. Alright, on a Tuesday, Super Tuesday, I will miss my program co-host, Miss Ruby Banyares Victorino. She is in a meeting right now, but we'll soon see her next week perhaps for this segment, which is our Envoys and Entrepreneurs. Our segment is devoted for our diplomats and dignitaries, foreign service, so that we will know what's going on in their countries. And for today, if she is on the line, I want to greet her and welcome her to our program. No less than the Deputy Head of Delegation, Head of Political Press and Information, Delegation of the European Union to the Philippines, no less than Dr. Ana Isabel Sanchez Ruiz. Hello, how are you? Are you online? Okay, let's wait up for her connection via Zoom. But we will talk about, for this segment, the European Higher Education Fair, which was just finished about 2 days ago, November 25. Today is November 26. That's just like yesterday. They had a fair held at Galleria Robinson's, like 2 days for a 2-day trade higher education fair. And this was participated by more than 2,000 students. These are professionals and university officials and faculty from all over the Philippines. This fair, just so you would know what it is, was organized by the delegation of the European Union to the Philippines and the different embassies and cultural institutes of European Union member states with online sessions yesterday, November 25. This year's theme for the fair was Pathways to Excellence. Maybe you can show it now, our technical, the photos that I've captured when I attended the European Higher Education Fair. So again, the actual theme for this year was Pathways to Excellence. This is to highlight the diverse educational avenues in the European Union to equip, take note, the Filipino students with the skills, knowledge, mindset, and life-changing experiences needed to thrive in a fast, evolving, and ever more interconnected global landscape. So let's roll VTR, Jill John, so we would see who were the officials of the European Union
Really
who
open
attended.
all kinds of graduate and up students
Maybe-
and researchers.
Because they say we are retired. Some of the people coming from different overseas work, they are now coming back and retired. They are retired, but they say they are not tired of learning. So this
Yeah.
is like
Yeah,
an opportunity.
Yeah,
Why
no,
not?
definitely there is no age limit. In the past, one of our Masters of Ceremonies today, he studied with Erasmus as for a PhD. So now Erasmus is not for
people toward the European Union, but also to exchange here locally our experience in all sectors. I'm thinking, for example, to digital, to green economy dimension, to circular economy, which are all sectors which are at the core of our cooperation with the European Union.
All right, sir, just for the last verse, how do you think education, quality education is important? How do you think it is important?
Quality education is fundamental because it's only with quality education that you can generate the future of any country and you can generate the future of any continent. So education is important, quality education is even more important. And it is therefore important that we can grant the opportunity to everybody who wishes to do so to get that quality education. Because quality education means the opportunity to students to then go abroad, enrich themselves with new experiences, to come back then in their own country, enriched by the experience that they got abroad. Language knowledge, of course, is fundamental, and then more in general, it's up to the new generations to deal with digital, for example, and all the enormous dynamics that can come from the digital development. So again, quality education first for the wealth of any society.
Follow up, sir, because you mentioned about digital. So what's the difference now of Pathway Excellence Education this year than the last year, now that we are at the advent of AI and technology?
There are new challenges. Digital is something that in 1 year can be equivalent to 1 century, as you know, in the sense that the kind of development that you can get in the digital framework in the course of only some months is enormous. And we have together, the EU and the Philippines, to take the best opportunities for that. Think about what it is digital when it is about disaster risk reduction. Think about digital when it is the justice sector, access to justice. Think about justice to the climate change. Think about digital to the climate change. Think about the digital impact when it is about green economy. It's enormous what the digital environment can bring to countries and to continents.
So you expect bigger and better
Definitely, yes. Cooperation in this sector
for
yes.
all of us.
Yes.
Thank you.
European anthem is in the fact that it has no words. As you know, we have a nice flag which is done by 12 stars who do not represent anything else but the perfection. And we have a nice motto which is called United in Diversity. And we have an amazing anthem, the European Union anthem, that is played with one of the best existing music in the world, and that has no words exactly because it's a signal, sign of our being united in being different. This is what makes the European Union strong. And to the
Alright, nagbabalik po muli ang ating programang Sulong na Bayan, and we're so blessed because she's here live in our studio, no less than the Deputy Head of Delegation and Head of Political Press and Information Delegation of the European Union to the Philippines, no less than Dr. Ana Isabel Sanchez Ruiz. Welcome. A little bit closer. Okay, greet everyone first. Our viewers were being watched via FB streaming, YouTube, and our online. Just log on to our website, www.DWIZ882am.com, and you'll see how pretty my guest is. Hola. Ayan, magandang hapon po. Alam niya mag-Tagalog. Pero yun na lang yun. Okay? Kunti lang. Un poquito. Okay, closer.
First time in your studio, so I don't really know very well
No, I'm
where
sorry.
to look at.
I'm sorry. I have to. Yeah, don't look at me. That's your camera, so you can like talk to the viewers.
Before it was always the Zoom screen, so.
Right. You know how technology is, but we don't have cameraman right now because that's technology. That's how it works. Just look at that camera.
Okay.
And yes, a little bit louder. Okay, we'll dive in because this European Higher Education Fair 2024 just ended, right? It was how many days?
It was two days plus 1 day online that we had yesterday, in fact.
And we want to congratulate you because some 2,000 students participated. Who are these?
Well, we had like 2,400 participants at the end of the fair. That is very good. It's a bit more than last year.
Right.
And we are very satisfied because this year we had a new venue because our usual venue wasn't available. We did it in Robinson's Galleria, so it's very good. We also had online day yesterday. I don't have data for the participants. We still need to compile the data.
That's okay. And that's the theme that you have right now is really excellent. It is Pathways to Excellence. What does this mean? What do you highlight in this theme?
Well, we want to highlight the opportunities that higher education in the European Union can provide for the professional and academic development of Filipino students and university professors and researchers. That's the objective.
And it says that in an earlier report, the European Union wants to equip Filipino students with the skills, knowledge, or mindset, or life-changing experiences, so to speak, needed to thrive in a fast, evolving, and ever more interconnected global landscape. So that's the diversity.
Yeah.
Can you expand on it?
Yeah. We think that maybe Filipino students don't think of the European Union when they plan their education. There are other countries that are closer.
Right.
And are more popular options. So we are trying to make Filipino students aware that there are also opportunities in the European Union that can be very interesting for them because of the cultural diversity. So it's not only on the academic side where we have very good institutions, but also on the life experience side and the possibility to experience different countries, different cultures, different languages. So that provides an added value to studying in Europe. Besides the academic quality and the diversity of the programs, there are also some cost elements because European universities are pretty affordable and also life in many European countries is not expensive for students. There are also a lot of scholarship opportunities, not only at the European level, but also every EU country and even sometimes every university or sometimes the regions in every country have different scholarship opportunities. So that's something that can be also interesting to make higher education more democratic and accessible to students who don't have the means to sometimes to study.
That's wonderful because a lot of people, they dream of going to America, to Australia, some other countries. That's what you mentioned, more popular countries. But little did they know that these European countries offer much, much more, especially in cultural, especially life experiences, as you mentioned. And now with the graduates that I met when you held your press conference last week, and they were in awe, and they were really, really overwhelmed because they've learned a lot more. And now they're back here. So my question is, after studying in European countries, whatever countries they would be enrolling very soon, what happens next? Will they come back here in our country? Or do you have like sort of job offers for them? Or what is it? How does it work?
Well, many students, of course, come back to the Philippines. Under some of our educational cooperation programs, we have like joint masters or mechanisms that make possible to recognize in the Philippines the diplomas or the courses that they have taken in Europe. Of course, some Filipinos may decide to try their chance there in the European Union. Then on the possibility to get work visas, and so this really depends on every EU country. So every EU country has its own
Different policies.
immigration policies.
Right,
So,
we have to abide.
there we
Sure.
it depends on the circumstances. Sometimes because in Europe, because of demographic reasons,
Right.
there are some areas in which there are a lot of opportunities because there are not enough professionals and there is a huge demand. I'm thinking, for instance, of in the healthcare sector, and so there can be or highly qualified studies, computer science, or
Technology.
that there can be more work opportunities than others, depending.
Yeah,
So-
depends on what country will you be enrolling into. Now, the question next would be, walk us through. Like, there's one student or already have graduated bachelor degrees. What would happen? Like, how does this work? We will have to enroll, and then what happens next?
Well, they would usually they would come back to the Philippines because these are in many cases cooperation programs with Filipino universities, and then they would complete their studies here.
First.
In other cases, they may complete their studies in Europe, and of course, the question is whether these diplomas are recognized in the Philippines.
Right.
Then some others may decide to continue with doctors,
Doctorate, masters,
or PhD programs. For that also we have scholarship opportunities, grantship opportunities. We have a program to promote research collaboration and mobility.
Right.
So they could also try through that program or also through the programs of our member states and maybe stay in Europe or to complete their PhD.
I remember meeting some of the officials of the Goethe Institute and Instituto Cervantes and the Philippine-Italian. As a matter of fact, our new ambassador, Massimo, His Excellency Massimo Santoro, is an Italian, you mentioned. Now, some other language and cultural institute here in our country offer the same? Or
we
you
have,
collaborate?
4 of our member states have
Okay.
a cultural institute. Goethe Institute is German,
Cervantes.
Alliance Française,
Yes.
French, of course, Instituto Cervantes, Spanish, and the Philippine Italian Association. So they offer language studies,
courses.
and at the fair they had their own booth.
Yeah, I saw that.
And they, for all those Filipinos interested in learning a foreign language, they provided information. I must say that sometimes Filipino students may think, I cannot go to the European Union because I don't
know how to
I don't
speak the language.
Czech, or I don't speak Polish, or I don't speak French. But
German.
this is less and less of a problem because most of or many universities now in Europe offer degrees with
In
courses
English.
in English.
Right.
So, or sometimes it's mostly in English with some courses in their own language. So even for those who are not so interested in learning a foreign language, there are educational opportunities. I must say that learning a foreign language is always better for integrating
Right.
yourself
It's
in the life
advantageous.
of the country. So to enjoy to the
Yeah,
fullest the
maximum
possibilities. So
Experience.
I would really encourage.
At least study the language first, right? So you understand very well. Then we know
at least
barrier
a little bit,
Like you know how to speak Tagalog a little. Did you have to study before you were posted here in our country?
I didn't
Some
really
little-
have time. Well,
You
I
don't
did
have time.
online, but
You did online.
it's not the same. So, yeah.
But did you have a hard time studying our language, the Filipino language? A little
For
bit.
me, Tagalog is very difficult.
Difficult.
because the
But it's like
structure is-
Spanish because you're a Spanish national too. Un poquito,
Yeah.
little. And then mi habla español poquito or donde. That's
Yeah,
where.
I think many words are very familiar.
Muchas
but-
gracias. That's so easy in Spanish. I like saying it in Spanish. Muchas gracias. Buenas tardes. That's her nationality, Spanish national. Okay, going back to this, let's make it clear, Dr. Ana, that what they will be doing in European Union is to study higher education. When you're done with your bachelor's degree here,
Yeah.
that's the only time you will qualify. Tell us more.
Well, this is what we are promoting in our fair.
Okay.
Then, of course, if a student wants to start from the very beginning undergraduate studies, that's also possible. But we are trying to target with our fair those students who may want to pursue graduate studies. So this is a bit our demographics, but of course. One can also go to Europe to do high school and things like that, but we are not promoting. We are not focusing on that segment
right.
in our higher education fair.
So again, when you're done with your bachelor degree, like a 4-year course here, if you're like taking up maybe engineering, and you're done with a 4-year course, you can now go and check it out and pursue the masteral or higher education in different countries. So what countries would it be?
Well, it can be any country in Europe, and in fact, our Erasmus program.
We'll go into that in a second gap.
Has many participating countries that are not only EU countries.
Not just
so, and in these programs, students can also spend different periods
Right.
in 2 or 3 different countries, including non-EU countries. At our fair this year, we have 14,
You have 14 EU member
member
countries.
states.
What
It
are
means,
they?
I have the
Is it
list here.
Belgium,
It was
maybe?
Belgium, Czech Republic, Denmark, Germany, Ireland, Spain, France, Italy, Hungary, the Netherlands, Austria, Poland, Finland, and Sweden. This means that these were EU countries that had participating institutions at the fair. There were universities from these
Included.
countries who came. Representatives of these universities came here to be present at our fair so that they could inform the students.
give them
of
questions,
their
give them
programs,
answers.
the requirements to enroll in their universities, etc.
Okay. What was the most, it's like the bestseller. What kind of course did the participants really went into?
I had some data
Did you know?
on the
But
on
sige,
the
all right.
visits of the-
Before you answer that, we have to pause for a quick break because what we want to know, our countrymen, what do they really want to study? Because after here, what's next for them? But maybe Dr. Ana will answer that when we return. The Philippine Standard Time is 5:26 in the afternoon.
Oras, hatid sa inyo ng PAGCOR.
That time check was brought to you by MX3.
MX3 capsule helps avoid pain discomfort. Iwas sa sakit.
Si Miss Loli Acosta, Sulong na Bayan sa DWIZ 882.
Ang bahaging ito ay inihatid sa inyo ng PCSO. Hindi umuurong sa pagtulong.
Pirit with Batang San Miguel. Ilabas! Magkwentuhan tayo. Pirit na, ilabas mo. Makikinig ako. Pirit na, ilabas ang kwento. Mag San Miguel tayo. Pirit na, ilabas mo. Ang San Miguel Philippines, sarap laging kasama. Drink responsibly.
Panatilihing masaya ang paglilibang. Magtakda na oras at limitahan ang gastos sa paglalaro. Huwag magsugal kung nalulungkot. Huwag hayaang makasira ng buhay at pamilya. Para sa impormasyon ukol sa responsible gaming, tumawag lamang sa hotline number 02-8404-0171 o bisitahin ang www.casinofilipino.ph. Isang mensahe mula sa PAGCOR. Gambling is for 21 years old and above only. Keep it fun. Game responsibly.
Adik ka na ba sa sugal? Lagi ka bang nakakaramdam na matinding udyok na magsugal? Laging gigil na makabawi sa pagkatalo? Naglalaan ka ba ng mas malaking oras at salapi para sa sugal sa halip na para sa pamilya? Nababaon ka na ba sa utang at nagbebenta ng mga ari-arian dahil sa pagsusugal? Kung kailangan mo ng tulong o maging ang isang mahal mo sa buhay, may mga programa ang Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation o PAGCOR tulad ng Player Exclusion Program at iba pa. Para sa dagdag na detalye at impormasyon tungkol sa problem gambling, mag-log on sa www.pagcor.ph/regulatory/responsible.ph. Isang paalala mula sa PAGCOR. Game safely, game responsibly.
Minsan sabaw na feeling. Call someone sweet and refreshing. Life refreshingly sweet with San Miguel flavored beer. Oh, let's bang araw at ang feeling ay sad. We don't like that. With your friends you can refresh, so enjoy lahat. We all like that.
Mary's here. Make life refreshingly sweet with San Miguel flavored beer. Enjoy the flavors of apple, lemon, and lychee with just the right beer buzz.
Life refreshingly sweet with San Miguel flavored beer.
Drink responsibly.
Sa pagtulong, kawang-gawa sa lahat sinusulong. PCSO, PCSO, hindi umuurong sa pagtulong ang PCSO.
Papalakas ng papalakas, palinaw ng palinaw, mga balita at impormasyong naiintindihan dahil malinaw mong nalaman. Tutok lang sa DWIZ mula umaga hanggang gabi. Updated on air and online. DWIZ, nagbabalita ng tama, naglilingkod ng tama.
Ang balitang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Petron. Petron knows you deserve only the best.
Latest, pinakabago at tama. DWIZ News Catch Up. News Catch Up.
Pilipinas, narito na ang tamang balita sa oras na ito. Mga tirada ni dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte walang basihan ayon sa Kamara. Detalye ng balita mula kay Patrol 30 Jelly Mendez.
Binigyan diin ni House Majority Leader Manuel Jose Manix Dalipe na walang basihan ang panibagong tirada ni dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte laban kay Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr. Ayon sa mambabatas, ang ganitong uri ng pahayag ng dating Pangulo ay nagpapakita lamang ng desperasyong ilihis ang atensyon ng publiko sa kasalukuyang sitwasyon. Nabatid na nagsasagawa ng investigasyon ang House Quad Committee hinggil sa umano'y nagawang krimen ng dating Pangulo matapos ipatupad ang War on Drugs campaign sa ilalim ng kanyang administrasyon. Bukod pa dito ang isyu ng kanyang anak na si Vice President Sara Duterte na sangkot sa maling paggamit ng confidential fund ng OVP at ng Department of Education. Ipinunto ni Congressman Dalipe na hindi kailanman susuportahan ng mga Pilipino ang isang pamilyang naglalayong manatili sa kapangyarihan upang takasan ang pananagutan sa korupsyon, genocide at iba pang uri ng mabibigat na krimen. Naniniwala ang kongresista na target lamang ni Duterte na pahinain ang kredibilidad ng gobyerno at ang mga lider nito. Dagdag pa ng mambabatas na ang impluwensya ng mga Duterte sa politika ay nakabatay lamang sa troll armies at manipulasyon sa social media at hindi sa tunay na suporta ng publiko. Hinimok ni Congressman Dalipe ang gobyerno na huwag magpatinag sa pagtugis ng pananagutan para sa mga umano'y krimen ng nakaraang administrasyon. Naniniwala ang kongresista na mahalagang kasangkapan ang Republic Act No. 9851 o yung tinatawag na Philippine Act on Crimes Against International Humanitarian Law, Genocide, and Other Crimes Against Humanity. Tungo yan sa pagtiyak ng hustisya. Bukod pa rito ay siniguro rin ni Representative Dalipe ang kanyang matibay na na suporta kay Pangulong Marcos at sa mga hakbang ng kasalukuyang administrasyon tungo sa paghatid ng inklusibong kaunlaran, katatagan sa ekonomiya at hustisya para sa mga Pilipino. Ito si Patrol 30 Jelly Mendez nag-uulat para sa Himpilang May Todong Lakas sa DWIZ. Nagbabalita ng tama, naglilingkod ng tama.
DWIZ News Catch Up. News Catch Up.
Korte Suprema nakatanggap na ng isang anonymous letter na nais madisbar si Vice President Sara Duterte. Detalye ng balita mula kay Patrol 5, Aya Yupangko.
Kinumpirma ngayon ng Korte Suprema na nakatanggap sila ng isang anonymous letter na nagnanais na madisbar si Vice President Sara Duterte Carpio. Ayon kay Attorney Camille Ting, tagapagsalita ng Supreme Court, may petsang October 24 ang sulat, pero natanggap nila ito nitong ikalawang linggo ng buwan ng Nobyembre. Matatandaan na sa mga nakaraang pahayag, una nang sinabi ni VP Sara na ipauhukay niyang labi ni dating Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Sr. at ipatatapon ito sa West Philippine Sea. Bukod sa anonymous complaint na ito, may nakabinbinding disbarment case sa Korte Suprema ang Vice Presidente. May kaugnayan ito doon sa panununtok niya sa isang sheriff sa Davao City nung siya ay alkalde pa ng nasabing lungsod. Sa tanong naman kung motu proprio ay aaksyonan ba ng Korte Suprema yung mga pinakahuling pahayag ng Vice Presidente. Kabilang dito, yung sinabi niyang may nakausap na siyang assassin o mamamatay tao para ipapatay sina Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr., unang ginang Lisa Araneta Marcos at House Speaker Martin Romualdez kapag siya'y namatay. Sa ngayon, wala pa umanong natatanggap na disbarment complaint ang Korte Suprema laban kay VP Sara. Pero si Presidential Advisor for Poverty Alleviation Secretary Larry Gadon magsusumiti umano ng disbarment complaint laban sa Vice Presidente bukas. Ayon kay Gadon, ang mga naging pahayag ni VP Sara na pangalawang pinakamataas na o isa sa pinakamataas na opisyal ng bansa ay illegal, immoral at dapat kondinahin. It is Patrol number 5. Ay pang para sa Himpilang May Todong Lakas, DWIZ. Nagbabalita ng tama, naglilingkod ng tama.
DWIZ News Catch Up. News Catch Up.
Samantala, sinimulan na ng National Bureau of Investigation ang manhunt operations para hanapin ang sinasabing hired assassin ng self-confessed mastermind na si Vice President Sara Duterte. Ito'y ayon sa Department of Justice upang mapanagot siya sa kanyang death threat statement.
DWIZ News Catch Up. News Catch Up.
At yan ang mga tamang balita sa mga oras na ito. Mag-follow at subscribe sa lahat ng DWIZ News digital channels, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, X, DWIZ News app at DWIZ News website. Ako po si Gia Rafael, nagbabalita ng tama, naglilingkod ng tama.
Oras-oras nagbabalita ng tama, naglilingkod ng tama. DWIZ News Catch Up. News Catch Up.
Ang balitang ito ay inihatid sa inyo ng Petron. Petron knows you deserve only the best.
DWIZ! Ang bahaging ito ay hatid sa inyo ng PCSO. Hindi umuurong sa pagtulong.
Si Miss Loli Acosta, Sulong na Bayan sa DWIZ 882.
All right, we're back with our segment E&E, that's Envoys and Entrepreneurs. And we still have no less than the Deputy Chief of Mission or Head of Delegation to European Union to the Philippines, no less than Dr. Ana Isabel Sanchez Ruiz. Hello again, Dr. Ana. Okay, hanging question. There's like another text that I got. They really are eager to know the scholarship program of the EU. What is this all about? The Erasmus.
There is a program called Erasmus. This is a program in which the Philippines is participating for the last 10 years.
10 years.
Erasmus is a program aimed at supporting student mobility. Now it has also been extended to vocational training and youth and sports, and also at promoting cooperation between educational institutions, not only within the European Union, but also with other countries. So Erasmus, there are different components or types of cooperation. I don't know if you want me now to...
Sure. Yeah, spell it out so that they would understand what kind of
on the one
cooperation.
hand, we have the promotion of student mobility through grantships. It means that Filipino students, they can go for short term or up to 1 year to study in a European university, in the European Union, and this program would cover all the tuition, living expenses, travel, allowance, health, everything. Then Erasmus also has a component that consists of joint masters. So it's the program supports universities in the European Union and outside of the European Union to work together to put together a joint master program so that the diplomas would be considered as double diploma or even multiple. They would be recognized by all the participating universities. And this component also has grantships so that the students can participate in the programs and have their expenses covered. Another component of Erasmus is aimed at facilitating capacity building in universities for the reform of their systems and to become more international. So in this sense, the universities are cooperating among themselves with the financial support of the European Union. So it doesn't involve students, but involves the universities.
The universities, meaning they will shoulder or...
they can exchange experiences, they can... for instance, staff from the Filipino universities can go for a short period to work in a European university to see how they do things there and vice versa. So altogether, over the last 10 years, I think we have had more than 900 projects with participation of Philippine universities, and there have been over 700 Filipino students in a way or another that had benefited from Erasmus mobility opportunities.
Yeah, I remember doing an interview with this lady. She used to be a choreographer in the Philippines, a very famous choreographer. The name is Jorcel. She used to choreograph big-time celebrities. But there was pandemic and it happened. So she enrolled in one of the European universities for, I think, fashion designing and all. And she had like 2 countries to go to. And this is the good news because she availed of the Erasmus. That's what Miss Anna or Dr. Anna is saying. This is free. The European country or the European university will cover free. You mentioned living, lodging, tuition, and how would that be? No expenses on the part of the student.
Well, if they want to spend more, it's always possible.
Why not?
But in principle, the program is aimed at allowing any student without financial means to...
So what's the requirement? If you're, how can you like avail of that? You have to be so-called in the indigent status? You can't really finance yourself? Or
no, there are no economic requirements. Of course, it depends on qualifications, but also on motivation. So, there are very motivated, what we call our goodwill ambassadors. So these are Filipino students that, as you mentioned, had already experienced studying in Europe through Erasmus, and they are here in the Philippines, and they have an association that provides information and assistance to any Filipino student who may be interested in trying to apply for these scholarships. So if any student is interested, they can reach out to our alumni, Erasmus alumni, and they will assist with all their knowledge. They can also share information on their experiences in different EU countries so that the students can already
somehow
visualize
imagine,
a bit how
right?
it can be
Easier for them to see. Okay, that will be easier there, or I won't have. In other words, the authority or the ones really will tell them, okay, don't worry, this is how it works there, and blah blah blah. And the joint master. Before I call on our another, my good friend is on the line already. But expound on the joint master. Will this mean that you'll have to spend this time because the other one is all free?
Yeah,
But joint master, a little expensive.
There are also scholarships for this.
Mhm.
And they can be up to 2 years and
2-year course.
minimum in 2 universities, but sometimes even in more universities.
The more the better. You're saying?
Well, with this program, the diploma would be recognized by
Multi-diploma.
all the participating universities. So the student would be considered as having graduated
Yeah.
that diploma.
And another one in this
Philippines, but
one.
also in the European university, maybe even in
Triple or
a
quadruple.
non-EU university, because there are many countries that participate in this program that are not
Really? Okay. So that's a misnomer. I thought all the while it should be only on European countries. Now you're saying it's non-European.
It can be also non-European in addition to the Europeans. Because what we want to contribute to internationalization of higher education.
Right. Okay, let's call on my good friend before we pause for another break. But go ahead and shoot your question to Dr. Ana. Her name is Miss Dean Hernandez, a distinct academe. Go ahead. Hello, Dean.
Dr. Ruiz, I'm Dean Hernandez. My father was Education Secretary of our country long time ago. My question is, you are the head of delegation. I've dealt with the European Union Chamber of Commerce here. It's the medium of instruction of anyone who joins the program in the 77 higher education universities participating from Europe. Is the language all in English, or do the students have to learn German or French if they're going to a French or a German university?
Just to clarify, I'm not the head of the delegation.
She's a deputy.
I'm the deputy.
Oh, okay. I promoted you. Yeah, because you said there's no age limit, I'm 74, but I have to know, do I have to learn the language where I will be going for higher education, or is the medium of instruction language in English?
Yeah, it depends on the universities, in fact. Many universities have programs that are in English.
Good. All right. That's nice to know.
Yeah, maybe not all their programs have an English-only version, let's say, but at least some of them do. So it's really then a question for the students to do a bit of research. And
first.
that was a bit the objective of our higher education fair, to know, okay, I don't want to learn whatever language, where could I go, where I can study what I want to study in English. Or if
that's good to know. Dr. Ruiz, are you going to be based in the Philippines? Because I saw all your partner schools here. They're the top universities. But will there be somebody permanently here in the Philippines? Or they have to apply and interact with your partner universities here in the region?
Okay, before she answers that, All right,
Yeah.
Ms. Dean. We have to pause for another break. The hanging question that you were asking, will they be permanently based here? She will answer that when we return. Hold on to that, all right? The Philippine Standard Time is 5:46 in the afternoon.
Oras, hatid sa inyo ng PAGCOR.
That time check was brought to you by Bingo Plus. Download Bingo Plus app now in Google Play and App Store for a chance to win up to 154 million pesos of jackpot prize. Visit bingoplus.com to learn more. With Bingo Plus, bingo sa saya, plus sa panalo.
Si Miss Loli Acosta, Sulong na Bayan sa DWIZ 882.
Minsan sabaw na feeling. Call someone sweet and refreshing. Life refreshingly sweet with San Miguel flavored beer. Oh, let's bang araw at ang feeling ay sad. We don't like that. With friends you can refresh, so enjoy lahat. We all like that.
Maria's here. Make life refreshingly sweet with San Miguel flavored beer. Enjoy the flavors of apple, lemon, and lychee with just the right beer buzz.
Life refreshingly sweet with San Miguel flavored beer.
Drink responsibly.
Panatilihing masaya ang paglilibang. Magtakda na oras at limitahan ang gastos sa paglalaro. Huwag magsugal kung nalulungkot. Huwag hayaang makasira ng buhay at pamilya. Para sa impormasyon ukol sa responsible gaming, tumawag lamang sa hotline number 02-8404-0171 o bisitahin ang www.casinofilipino.ph. Isang mensahe mula sa PAGCOR. Gambling is for 21 years old and above only. Keep it fun. Game responsibly.
Adik ka na ba sa sugal? Lagi ka bang nakakaramdam na matinding udyok na magsugal? Laging gigil na makabawi sa pagkatalo? Naglalaan ka ba ng mas malaking oras at salapi para sa sugal sa halip na para sa pamilya? Nababaon ka na ba sa utang at nagbebenta ng mga ari-arian dahil sa pagsusugal? Kung kailangan mo ng tulong o maging ang isang mahal mo sa buhay, may mga programa ang Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation o PAGCOR tulad ng Player Exclusion Program at iba pa. Para sa dagdag na detalye at impormasyon tungkol sa problem gambling, mag-log on sa www.pagcor.ph/regulatory/responsible.ph. Isang paalala mula sa PAGCOR. Game safely, game responsibly.
Pilit with Batang San Miguel. Ilabas! Magkwentuhan tayo. Pilit na, ilabas mo. Makikinig ako. Pilit na, ilabas ang kwento. Mag San Miguel tayo. Pilit na, ilabas mo. Ang San Miguel Philippines, sarap laging kasama. Drink responsibly.
Hindi umuurong sa pagtulong, kawang-gawa sa lahat sinusulong. PCSO, PCSO. Hindi umuurong sa pagtulong ang PCSO. PCSO.
DWIZ. Si Miss Loli Acosta, Sulong na Bayan sa DWIZ 882.
All right, we're back with our E&E. That's our Envoys and Entrepreneurs every Tuesday here at Sulong na Bayan. And we still have our Deputy Chief of Delegation, Dr. Ana Ruiz, for the European Union to the Philippines. Dr. Ana Ruiz Isabella Sanchez Ruiz. Many surnames. Okay, Ms. Dean, you're still there. Your hanging question was, you were asking her.
Of course, I'm eager to listen to Dr. Ruiz's answer.
Okay, go ahead. The question, repeat first. Is she based here? Do they have what? Go ahead.
Yes, if you're not based here, aside from your regional hub university partners like Ateneo, La Salle, UST, Lyceum, who will the interested Filipino students who may wish to join the program, who do they communicate with to further explore how to get into your higher education possibility?
Yeah. Our delegation is based here, so any person is free, of course, and welcome to contact us. And whenever we don't have the specialized information, we either put them in contact with someone who can assist or search the information for them. Of course, to apply for Erasmus, we have a very good website with all the information and all the calls for applications, and the applicants can apply directly through our website. But if they
That's wonderful. Yeah, and they can also call Miss Loli Acosta and her program to get to the right website, or to you if you're based here, Dr. Ruiz.
Yeah, and then also besides us and our partner universities in the Philippines, as I mentioned, we have also our Erasmus alumni, our Goodwill Ambassadors. There is an association of former Erasmus alumni in the Philippines that are very helpful and very happy to assist. In fact, they were at our higher education fair providing information and assistance and sharing their
The
experience.
best testimonial are people who have gone through the program.
Yeah.
Dr. Ruiz, I have another question because we're almost at the end of Miss Acosta's program. I have been an exchange student to Japan, but it was just for 1 month. Now I saw in your press release that you also allow for attendance of seminars, not necessarily a 1 or 2 year masteral or doctorate program. Is that correct?
Yeah.
You also allow seminars to be attended
Yeah, we have,
through your program?
yeah, we also have a short stay period.
For a period of...
Indeed.
Yeah, they offer that too, Dean. Short
Yes.
period
Ma'am,
courses.
last question before we go off the air. Are there arrangements where the student either stays at the university dorm or you arrange for them to be in a domestic family's home for the duration of their stay at the university to finish a course? Is there such a arrangement, or they are supposed to stay in the dormitory of the university?
That really depends on each university. In general, every university assists the Erasmus students so that they can integrate themselves. Also, they provide language courses, for instance, and so, and help with the accommodation. But it really depends on the university to assist the student on finding the accommodation that is more suitable.
That's good, and I'm glad you are here in the Philippines. You know, one more question. Of all the possible, given 2024 globalization, what masteral and PhD courses should prospective Filipino students go for in the 77 universities? Is it related to information technology, medicine, or are there any top 3 courses that we should be encouraging the students to take up in the European 77 universities in the program?
It really depends on the interests of every student. Of course, there are certain studies that provide more work opportunities once a student graduates.
Yes.
But at the fair, we don't really promote specific study. There are universities that are very strong on something.
What interests them.
And this really depends on the university. So the best for students is to do their research to know the programs that are offered, to know how well considered is that university, and then decide. There are some universities that are very well known for engineering, for instance.
Dr. Ruiz, it's now November. when should they be able to find what university? When does the school year begin for masteral and doctorate students in Europe?
Yeah, in Europe, usually the school year begins, depending on the countries, in August or September or even October. So it really...
Oh, so there is time. They have 6 to 8 months to try to process, to join the programs in the 77 universities.
And then
Thank you.
Yeah, for Erasmus, at the moment, there are already some calls for applications. The ones I've seen at the moment, there are several.
Wow.
The deadline is 19th of February, and there are some calls with deadlines in March. So
So there's time over the holidays. They can work on their applications for you.
Right. Thank you, Miss Dean. I'll see you soon. I miss you.
Yeah, as always.
Okay.
Hasta la vista, Doctora Ruiz.
Spanish.
Feliz Navidad.
Ayan. Diyos que bendita. Hasta la vista. Okay, we're running. Maligayang Pasko daw. Marunong siya magtagalog din. Salamat.
I'm so glad.
But you didn't ask. One question you missed asking is there an age limit? Like, if I am interested at this time to further my studies, master course and doctorate, can I be, can I join?
Well, the EU promotes long life learning.
Okay. Journalism, maybe.
Yeah, no, really, there is no age
no age limit.
discrimination
Oh,
or
wow,
age
that's
limit,
good news.
And everyone is, of course, encouraged to continue
Learning, yeah.
during their whole lives.
Right. A saying, as the proverbial saying says, no, you don't stop learning. You keep learning. That's what we want to do. And thank you so much. Give us where you will be contacted, what's your website, so that those interested listening and watching us, they will go right away, because you already said the deadline for Erasmus is February or March, so they have ample time to join.
We have a bit of a long
Website
page for Erasmus,
Okay,
but really, because it's such
Just
a
Google.
well-known program, if you
Yeah.
type in
Right.
internet in any
You'll see it right
search
away.
engine, Erasmus program, you will be directed to the official page of the European Commission.
All right.
And there you have all the information and applications to the different calls for applications can be done online. And just
Can be
clicking,
downloaded.
and this puts you in contact with the coordinator of the different universities. And as I mentioned here, there are sources of information like our delegation, but also the Commission on Higher Education, our Erasmus alumni, and our regional hubs and partner universities in the Philippines.
All right. Very well said. You won't miss it. Just click it and Erasmus will be right there at the Google or in the website. Thank you so much, Dr. Ana Ruiz. That's our Deputy Head of Delegation, also Head of Political Press and Information Section, Delegation of the European Union to the Philippines, Dr. Ana Isabel Sanchez Ruiz. Muchas gracias. Diyos que bendita. Hasta la vista. But I want to greet my daughter, my unika iha. She's in Korea. Happy birthday, anak. I love you. I miss you. We'll see you soon. Take it easy. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. and happy birthday to my colleague, Tony Lopez. Another Spanish name. Happy birthday! Thank you, Thank you, Mr. Fred Balamala, our engineer, Giljan, our June, our CA Daniela, and Jem, and again our Chairman D. Edgar Cabangon, and our Vice President for Development, no less than Attorney Macnil Rante, and our President, Mr. Benji Ramos. This is Loli Rivera Acosta. As I always say, keep God first in every area of our lives, so He will direct our path. Thank you, Thelma Gicolea. I miss you. Bye.
Si Miss Loli Acosta, Sulong na Bayan sa DWIZ 882. Ang programang ito ay